share with you 3 ways that you emasculate men on dates. 3 ways that women emasculate men on dates. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that something that you probably have never thought of? Well, I'm going to shine some light on 3 of the most major ways that we do this. I'm going to turn on this light. I think it looks better. Looks a little better. Excuse me. The 3 main ways we emasculate men on dates are as follows. Now, I'm going to say each one and then go deeper into them. And here's number one. Okay, here's number one. Not letting a man take care of you. Not letting a man take care of you. So, like, not letting a man open a door, not letting a man um, do caring things for you, like buy you a coffee, pay for dinner. We are so on edge as a society of owing anybody. And as women, we think going on a date and being paid for by the man means we owe him sex, means we owe him something. We owe him another date. We owe him, for us to pay next time. It's transactional. A lot of the times we feel it's transactional, but men don't feel this way. By the way, tell me where you're calling in from. Even if you're watching the replay, write replay and where you're from. I would love to hear. And your name, if that's not obvious on your handle, wherever you're watching from. So men are there okay, not all men, okay? Some men are looking for a sugar mama. Some men are looking for a woman to take care of them. Some men are looking for a mother figure, okay? If you're attracting that kind of men, you've got a problem. And actually, you got to come to my webinar. That's tomorrow. It's a workshop about this, but I will share more about that after point number 2. If you are attracting what I call low quality men, and that's very judgmental, but my definition is of low quality men is they don't lead, they don't know what they want, they're players, they get offended really easily. These men are like kind of wimpy, for lack of a better word. And these men, if you're attracting these kinds of men over and over and over again, then you got to shift your point of attraction. And that's what we're talking about on the workshop tomorrow. So that's why I'm bringing it up. But your point of attraction is coming from a subconscious program of shitty men are love, basically. And of course, I am completely oversimplifying it. Tomorrow, we're going to go deeper into it. But shitty men equals love. And so, unless you know how to get out of that cycle, you're going to continue attracting these low quality men. But back to 3 ways that you emasculate men on dates. And that is, the first point is not letting him take care of you. And it's every level of a relationship. So dating is like the first level of a relationship, right? So it even starts with texting. Are you letting him take the lead? Or are you just bulldozing over and taking the lead on everything and then getting mad that he's not a leader? We do this. We do this. Have you done this? Let me know in the chat if you've done this. Okay. So the first way we emasculate men on dates is not letting him lead, not letting him pay, open doors, do caring things for us, because we are so afraid that we have to owe him back. So a queen who values herself is able to receive without feeling the need to reciprocate. So check in with yourself, because I guarantee you, if you are attracting men who do not want to do things and take care of you, it means you are having a difficult time receiving. You need to learn how to receive and feel your own value in just existing. You don't have to do or pay back anything. Okay? All right. So another way that we emasculate men on dates as women is over talking. Believe it or not, it is a way to kind of plow over him, trying to get to know you. And he wants to get to know you. Why? Men don't waste their time, okay, on people that they don't care about or they don't want to learn about. So if you are on a physical date with a real man, he is there because he wants to get to know you in his way. He does not want to drink from a fire hose because you're nervous and you're filling in all the chatter with nervous chatter and oversharing and telling him about your uncle's dog whose leg was broken or whatever boring stuff. Sorry, maybe that's not boring for you, but it's boring for a man. And a man cannot keep it all straight. And all he's worrying about is, oh my God, I'm going to forget all these things and she's going to get mad at me, because men these days have been really beaten up by women, really beaten up because we've been so harsh with them for all the oppression that we've been through over centuries, right? We all feel that. And now men are kind of paying for it, which is really sad. I really don't like that. So don't overtalk. Be secure enough in yourself that you are able to sit there and maybe there's a little silence. You know, when you are unable to manage and handle silence, it shows actually your inability to sit with discomfort and to sit with yourself. So be comfortable, get comfortable with silence and get comfortable with not always filling the air with your chit chatter. Okay. It comes across, when we overtalk, it comes across as like momsplaining or mansplaining or womansplaining, your life. And he didn't ask for it. A man really gets to know you when he's coming from a place and he gets to really like you. When he's coming from a place where he's ready to acquire whatever deeper knowledge about you he's ready for. So don't overwhelm him with information that he doesn't want to know yet. Just point blank, he doesn't want to know that yet. And he certainly doesn't want to know any frivolous shit about nothing just because you're nervous and you're filling in the air. So the other thing to do, the opposite thing to do, is show him with your energy who you are. You're confident. You are secure in yourself. You don't have to tell him how many degrees you have, how much money you have, what car you drive, how cool you are, how many things you've accomplished, how many times you've jumped out of an airplane. Like, you don't have to tell him all of that all at once. Just know it. Just know it that you're that cool. You probably are that cool. But by trying to overshow it, it just comes across as like, whoa, Nelly, for a man, right? It's too much. They cannot absorb it all. Now, does that mean over time you don't get to share about how amazing you are? And in context, you get to share how what's it called, accomplished you are? Of course. Of course you get to. But on the first date or dates or first months of dating, let the guy come to you. Let the guy pull and draw it out of you, right? And then he's going to retain it all as well. So before we go into number 3, tomorrow I have an incredible workshop coming up called Enough, Stop Attracting Losers, Loners, and Liars and Get the Relationships or relationship you have always dreamed of. Is a workshop tomorrow morning at 10 Eastern that you can join for free. And the link will be everywhere, below the video on YouTube, in the in the bio on Instagram. It'll be everywhere. So you can join this amazing webinar tomorrow around the topic of stop attracting the men that I just spoke about that just you don't want to attract, right? Losers, loners, and liars. All right. So come to that workshop tomorrow and I will go way deeper into all of this. But before we go, I'm going to go on to number 3. The third reason that you may be emasculating men on dates is asking him questions. I know this is so annoying and some of you are freaking out. Well, if I don't ask him questions, how's he going to know that I'm interested? What are we going to talk about if I don't ask him questions? Like, I want to know stuff about him too. I'm not allowed to ask him about him. Calm yourselves. It's okay. You're going to learn about him because guess what? When you are surrendered and you are just present on the date in such a way that you don't have to like you don't have to show off anything. You don't have to prove anything. Okay? He is going to start asking you questions. And when you respond to him, so for example, how was your day? Okay. He asks you, how was your day? And you say, I had the most wonderful day. I got to work from home today. I had my puppy with me and I got to eat lunch for a whole hour and it was so delicious. And I felt so productive all day. Okay. Notice I didn't ask him, how about you? And I just left it there and I shared in a positive, descriptive way about my day. To which he will then say, oh my goodness, that's so cool. He'll either ask you further questions about your puppy or your lunch or your day or whatever, or he'll say, wow, that sounds like a better day than mine. You know, I had a day, I got cut off in traffic, but then I got to the office, blah, 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 blah. And he is going to share about his day. You never once had to ask a question. Men hate it when you ask him questions. Why? It makes them feel criticized and ridiculed, actually, on a deeper level, believe it or not. Men do not want to feel interrogated by a woman. It feels like interrogation, right? You can see that in how men are sometimes very defensive about questions we ask them. You know, I know that, asking, asking any kind of question about doubting his ability is very offensive for a man. I'm not going to come up with an example because I feel like it's going to be weird examples today. I'm not flowing in the example area right now, but I'm hoping that you're getting me. Put in the chat if you get me. Got it, get it, or don't get it. So even though you feel like you're showing him interest, you see, we do to others what we want, but we don't know that they want the same thing. We just assume. So we think we want them to ask us questions to feel like they're interested in us. But men don't want that. They don't want us to push ourselves onto them. It feels like pushing ourselves onto them. Interrogation, criticism, and judgment for a man. Whereas when a man asks us questions, it feels like, wow, he's interested in me. He is showing interest. He's showing interest. He wants to get to know me further. I feel so seen. I feel so heard, right? So when we do it to them, we think they feel the same, but they don't. So the last way for today, there's other things that we do to emasculate men, but I'm just covering the top 3. The third thing that we do to help them feel emasculated, unfortunately, is asking them questions. So to recap, the 3 ways that we emasculate men on dates are not letting him pay, over talking, and asking too many questions or any questions. And I coach my clients to ask 0 questions. It is so hard, you guys. I actually want you to try it. in any conversation, doesn't have to be with a man, don't ask any questions. You get to make statements about how you feel and your experience. Okay, keep it on your side of the street. So make statements, not questions, and allow for the space for him to ask you or them, whoever you're in front of, to ask you questions so that all you have to do is respond. All right? Are you up for the challenge? Are you up for the challenge? Put it in the chat, even if you're watching the replay. I am so excited about tomorrow. If you haven't heard yet, tomorrow is my workshop called Enough, Stop Attracting Losers, Loners, and Liars and Get the Relationship You've Always Dreamed of. It is a 1-hour workshop with a Q&A at the end, and it is free. It's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So adjust for your time if you're in a different time zone. And links are below the video and in the bio on Instagram. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Mwah, 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 mwah. Okay, how do I end this? This is always the